Right now, the streets of Auburn are quiet after a devastating loss in the Final Four. Here's a look at Toomer's Corner with toilet paper still hanging up from the team's Elite Eight win Sunday. It was packed then. Now it's nearly deserted. And take a look at this. Some fans jumped the gun and celebrated before the game was officially over. You can see students rushing to the popular spot, but once they found out Auburn lost, it quickly cleared out. The heartbreak stretches across the state and into North Alabama. Here are fans in downtown Huntsville in the final second of the game as the clock struck midnight on the Tigers' Cinderella story. Thanks for watching tonight. I'm Greg Privet. We have team coverage on tonight's big game. Way 31 Sports Director Lyndon Blake saw it all firsthand in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and got to talk with the team after the loss. First, though, we start with Way 31's Lauren Cavassini to break down the game and the reaction as it unfolded. Lauren?
Yeah, Greg, it's been a few more hours since the final of this game, and I think it's officially sunk in for me. Auburn lost in an extremely close Final Four game to #1 seed Virginia. Now, due to broadcasting rules, we aren't allowed to show you how this all went down, so I decided to take a modern approach to highlights and show you via Twitter posts from the two teams. Came into this game with the question, why not us? They've been the underdog for most of the postseason, and this matchup against the Cavs was no different. Plus, the Tigers were down one of their best players, sophomore Chuma Okeke, who had ACL surgery earlier this week. But Auburn not letting any talk get them down. Samir Dowdy with 4 points and 2 rebounds to start things off. He'd finish as the leading scorer with 13 points. Despite a slow start for the Tigers, they went into halftime with the 31-28 lead over Virginia. But after the break, the Cavs came to play, taking the lead quickly with a steal and layup by Kihei Clark. Trailing by 10 with under 6 minutes to play, Auburn scored 14 unanswered points, including 2 threes by senior Bryce Brown. They were just 1 second away from playing in the national championship when a foul was called on Samir Dowdy, and UVA's Kyle Guy hit 3 free throws, giving the Cavs the 63-62 win. Absolutely heartbreaking for this Auburn team, and no one's happy about the controversial call made by the refs with seconds left in the game when Ty Jerome dribbles, hits the ball with his leg, and then dribbles again, which is a double dribble. This could have changed the outcome of this one. Now we're joined by Way 31 Sports Director Lyndon Blake, who watched all of this go down inside U.S. Bank Stadium tonight. Lyndon, what was the atmosphere like in the final seconds and after the game?
Well, the atmosphere was crazy in those final seconds. I was actually waiting back in the tunnel because we weren't allowed on the court. But what I can tell you was this Auburn Tiger locker room that I had to walk into after the heartbreaking loss was one of the toughest I've ever had to be into. You know, you saw them yesterday laughing, having fun. That's how they've been all season long. But there was not a dry eye in that locker room as it kind of sunk in that not only they just lose and drop their chances of a national championship, but it's the last time this team will play together. And there's some big shoes to fill, especially for senior Bryce Brown, who's going to miss wearing that Auburn uniform.
What hurts the most, I won't be able to wear this jersey again, and hopefully I had a huge impact on this program, because this program has definitely changed my life to the fullest, you know, not only in basketball, but as a man, as an Auburn man. I've grown, I've matured, and I'm just happy that Auburn gave me the opportunity to wear this jersey and be a great player.
That he's worked for all the time in the gym. It's all for this. But Bryce Brown is a 2-time champion in the SEC. He got Auburn to its first Final Four. And here he is, like, grateful to Auburn when we should all be so grateful to him. You know, and what is he worried about? He's worried about the fact that the season's over, that he can't keep giving to Auburn. I'd say he's grown up a lot.
I worry about the loss another time, but it just hurt that I'm not able to play with Malik, Horace, Bryce, those players that's testing the waters. That's the worst part about it.
It's the final game for Brooks High grad Cole Blackstock. He says he'll miss this locker room, who's become his family.
We do have such a great group of guys, and then you hate to see the run in because we're here, we're so close, and we were one play away from making it to the next round.
I asked Cole what's his favorite memory he's made at Auburn.
I mean, that's every kid's dream, is to make it to go to the Final Four, and to actually be here and get to play at the Final Four was an incredible experience.
Even just listening to Cole talk to me there, he's normally so happy and smiling. When I saw his eyes fill with tears, I even got choked up. It's really hard to deal with a loss like that. And you can flash back to the first round where they were in the same situation against New Mexico State. New Mexico State did not make their free throws, but I can't imagine being that close to a championship and having it just slip away. Now they're giving credit to Virginia, and they're saying the Cavaliers did deserve all they're going to get going to the national championship. They did play hard, but they're still questioning, was that a foul? Was that not a foul? And that's going to be a debate for a long time, guys. Reporting at U.S. Bank Stadium, Lyndon Blake, Way 31 Sports.